Good Monday morning. Happy Star Wars Day. Today is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Also, while we're talking about May 4th, remember that it's Mrs. Wolf's birthday. So if you're in contact with her or just feel inclined to send in her a happy birthday email, I'm sure she would appreciate it. I'm not sure how old Mrs. Wolf is, but to me she seems really young. To you all, she probably seems pretty old. It's all relative. All right, I wanted to get deeper into trigonometry than we made it this year, but there is a few more things just in case your math leads you to pre-calculus next year. I know some of you are going to go on to pre-calculus, some maybe business math, some CCR math. There's going to be different routes y'all take, but I just want y'all to be ready in case. I don't think you're going to find this that difficult. Today we're going to be talking about estimating angle measurements. First off, I'll tell you that the answers this is estimating angles in Delta Math. It's pretty forgiving. It gives you for everything you answer, it's going to give you a plus or minus 10 degrees, which should be plenty. All right, the terminal line for all angles is the green line that I've got drawn right here. Right? That's where you start, especially in trigonometry when you're talking about angles. All right? And the other facts about this, I want you to remember, if you're going all the way around a circle, I know this is pretty duh type stuff, it is 360 degrees all the way around. If it's 360 degrees all the way around, each one of these quarters is going to be 90 degrees. That's 90 degrees. If you go all the way around, that makes it to 180 degrees. All the way down to here is 270 degrees. And back to the starting point. Here, what you would think of as 3 o'clock, the 3 o'clock line is the 360 or the 0. It depends if you're starting from there, it's 0. All right, let's just start doing a few of these. This is similar to what you're going to be doing for the Delta Math assignment today. All right, here you've got, and there's always usually going to be an arrow showing you which direction. I think all of these are positive. For these to be positive, they have to be going in this direction. Not clockwise, counterclockwise. So this angle that we've got here, all right, it's not 90 because here's 90 here, but it's half of it. It looks like a 90 degree angle cut in half. So if you take 90 degrees, you divide it by 2, you get 45. That would be my guess, my estimate for this, and I would be right. Here's my next angle. It's in green. All right, I know that it's going to be a full 90 degrees. And it looks like it's going to be, I would say, since this whole thing is 90, I'd say this is going to be 45 degrees. So 90 plus 45 is going to give me, and this is positive, it's like this, it's going to give me 135 degrees. That would be my guess. Like I said, Delta Math is very forgiving. I probably if you put 144, you'd still be right on this. All right, we've got something different going on here. You can tell by the arrow that this goes clockwise. All right, it goes a quarter of a turn. So we know a quarter of a turn is 90. So this one, and there's only a few negative ones in here, this is going to be minus 90 degrees. Okay, it goes a quarter of a turn, which is 90 degrees, but it goes clockwise, which is against what we're used to. So this would be negative 90 degrees. All right, these are the exact same lines, but if you look, the arrow's different. All right, this goes counterclockwise, which is positive. So it's going to go 90, another 90, and another 90. So this is going to be positive 270 degrees. All right, here's one we've got to do some guessing on. All right, I'm looking at this, and let's see. I'm going to draw my own line. I think this line here, this red line, is going to be halfway. So I know that this whole thing here is 45 degrees, and this is 90. So I'm going to guess that this area here, it's not 45. I'm going to call that 30. All right. So the way I'm going to figure this one is I've got this whole 90 degrees here, and I'm going to guess this at 30 because it's not quite 45, and you can tell it's probably 2/3 of 45. So I'm going to call it 30. So that would be 90 plus 30. I would call this one 120 degrees. All right, got another one here. Okay, we know that it's going to be positive. There's 90 more. All right, now we got to do some estimating on this last one. So it's easy to split one of these in half. Let's say there's half. So this is half of a half. Okay, I'm talking about a quarter piece of the pie. We split it in half. So that would be 90 split in half is 45, but then we split it in half again for this line. So we're going to call that 22 or 23. So this is going to be 90 plus 90. And we're going to call this, well, this part here is 45. So it's going to be plus 45. Plus this, which we just said was going to be 23. Right, we add that together, 8, 9 and 9 is 18, and we're going to call this one 248. 248 degrees from here all the way down to here. A lot of scribbling on this page, but I think you get the idea. All right, we do a quick look at this one, and you can tell it's going clockwise, so it's going to be negative. It's the first thing you ought to think. When it goes clockwise, it's negative. It's going to go 90, 180, and this looks like about half of a 90 here. So I'm going to call that 90 plus 90 plus 45, 180 plus, I'm going to call this one minus 225. If for some reason a question, I ran across one of these on Delta Math, if it doesn't have an arrow on it, just take for granted that the arrow goes counterclockwise. All right, let's look at this one here. Okay, so this one, obviously, it goes the full 90. It goes from here to here. Then it goes another full 90. All right, then it just goes a little bitty sliver, this area right here. So you can start breaking it down if you wanted to. You know, there's 45s and there's half of, there's 45s and there's 22. I would probably just call this a little bit more. I would say this would be, just like I said, this is called estimate. It gives you a wide range. I would say this is 90 plus 90, and I would say that's probably, I'd probably call it 10. All right, so that would be 90 plus 90 is 180 plus it's 190 degrees. All right, our Thursday lesson will be an extension of this, but I wanted you to make sure that you understood the angle measurements for today. Make sure that you check back on Thursday, which will probably be your final regular assignment. I'm still debating on some extra credit assignments and things like that. But make sure you stop in for two final classes this week. If you got any questions, get in touch with me. Please try to get caught up. Everything is going to be due. I think the due dates on everything, even if you haven't did it and you put it off and it's still down to just extra credit, or not extra credit, partial credit, you can still get 60% for anything that's still open to take. So try to get in as many points as you can. I think everything is open through May 9th, and these lessons like this, I think, are available all the way up until May 11th. But don't let it go that long. Try to get any of the Delta Maths that you haven't got done, complete them this week. If you've still got some of our early paper assignments, I think you all had 3 or 4 paper assignments, you need to be getting those into me. You can get partial credit on those. You definitely don't want to get zeros on these. All right, guys, you have a good week, and I will talk to you all on Thursday.